Welcome to the channel. Today we are running Alpha Overseer. My name is Longballs Larry.
And I'm Leon.
This is the easiest strategy to do this boss run. You don't need shotguns, you don't need tech suits, all you need is 3 different tames, you need a basic kit, and it's one of the easiest ways to run it solo, duo, or with 20 different people on a velo.
Hey y'all, today we're going to be using pyros, karchas, velos, and stegos. Now the pyros are optional. The only job they got is to sit on your shoulder and give you that insulation buff. If you don't got the DLC, don't worry about it. Now the velo only needs damage pumped into it. No stamina, no HP, and a regular saddle. The only job is to kill the boss and don't need to worry about getting hit. Now for your karchar, you're going to want it imprinted, you want a cap saddle, and also pump full of damage. Now last but not least, we got our stego. You're going to want to give that guy a cap saddle and pump him full of HP. Now, we have a secret sauce for him as well. Veggie cakes. That guy's going to be munching on them throughout the whole fight. So make sure you fill him up like a kid fills up on candy.
Now, the next part of setting up for this fight is making sure that you have a pyromane sitting outside the boss arena. We're going to use this pyromane to store all of the tributes to open the gate. The reason why we're doing this is because if you die in the arena, at least you're not losing out on your trophies and your tributes to get back inside. You're just losing out on the tames that you brought in. So you'll notice I open the terminal, I put all of my tributes and my trophies in there, I open the gate on alpha difficulty, and then I drop them in the pyro, and then I run back to my karchar, and we're going to start our run down the tunnel. So a really important tip for everyone that's running this boss fight, as you go into the tunnel through the Tek Cave, there is a lot of lag. The dinos inside the Tek Cave only spawn in when you open the door, so that causes a lot of lag on your server, and due to this lag, you want to make sure that everyone goes in single file. If people are pushing to get past the door, there's a good chance with the lag, you'll get grouped up together, and you're going to have some problems.
Now, speaking of problems, as you can see, you're going to find a bunch of dinos in there, but the main ones to focus on are Parlovias and Microraptors. Those ones are going to get you because anybody riding on a stego or velo is in the most danger from them. They got a stunning effect and will tear you off your mount sometimes, and it makes it a real bad day for you. So you want your karcha to go ahead of you guys first and clear out as much as possible.
You're going to notice at this point I stop on the karchar. The reason why I did this is I was actually removing the waypoint marker that we have up on the screen just to make it look a little bit nicer for everyone. And as I was removing the waypoint marker, Leon reminded me that we might have forgot the tributes inside the terminal. So I just turned back around just to double check because I really don't want to lose my tributes for this boss fight. As you can see at the top of our screen, we have the tech door closes in 1 minute and 40 seconds. This is the door that we walked in. If for some reason your fight isn't going as planned, you have this time frame to turn around, back out, and restart your fight all over again.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
As we get to this point in the video, you're going to notice I'm starting to clean up the inventory of my karchar. I'm taking the tributes out of the inventory, I'm putting them into my inventory, and I'm dropping everything that I don't need. As we go through this entire run, you're going to see a lot of bags on the ground. That's additional tributes that I've just been walking past, but I highly recommend if you're farming tributes in this tunnel to pick those up. Fun tip for tribute farming in the tunnel: as long as you get back outside the tunnel within that 5-minute timer of the door closing, you can start the tunnel again, come back in, and farm those tributes all over again. Now, as you see, we're just about to walk up on our first giga. There's usually 2 gigas in Tek Cave. Sometimes one of the gigas will spawn in the mesh. On this run, we got a little lucky and they're both here. The reason why I've cleared out my inventory walking up to the giga is I want the highest degree chance of having the gigaheart tribute go into my karchar's inventory instead of dropping it as a bag. The reason why I want to do this, especially as a solo run player, is because hopping off of your car char runs the risk that something in the ground like a Microraptor, Palovia, or anything else is going to jump up, attack you, and do some damage to you. This is also the reason why we've set the car char as attack my target when we walked into this cave, because we wanted to make sure that if something does get to us, we're not going to die to it by the time the car char has a chance to kill it. One of the reasons why I run this cave solo all the time, besides the chibis, is for the gigahearts. This is one of the easiest ways to get gigahearts on the map, and gigahearts, you run this cave once and you now have enough hearts to run Alpha Dragon.
Alright guys, as you can see, Larry has gone down the left path. I will be going down the right as he clears it. He's going to circle back around to our stego. Wait, what's that? Anyway, main reason why we do this is so that dinos don't leap down on our heads. Fun fact, if you're running this solo, you can just keep going down the path, as any dinos that come for your stego will get munched on by a car char. So we're going to come up to another junction, and Larry's going to clear out the left side once more. He went over to the right side first, just so that he can clear out the path for me, and then I'm going to follow him down. As you can see, he's going to circle back around to the stego, just like in the previous junction. Once he clears the path, you're just going to keep on walking. You're a stego. Everything is smaller than you after he kills it. And if you're a solo player, you don't have to worry about any of this. You're on a car char. You can wipe out everything in front of you. You just got to keep on walking.
Now, as we get to this part of the tunnel, if you are running this with anybody, duo, trio, 20 different people, I always recommend to have the stego ahead of your velos. The reason why is because, as you can see, we are coming up to a spot with 3 hidden Palovias. They will not attack me on the car char, but as soon as Leon walks his stego up, you're going to notice them pop out, and I'm ready to go to munch on them. Now, if you are running this as a solo, you don't have to worry about this. The stego is going to be right behind you on follow, so as they pop out, just munch them down.
As Larry munches down on the rest of the Tek Cave, we reach the ice zone. Now, he's been moving his tributes into his inventory this whole time. As he goes to pot up his car char, we're going to be moving those tributes into the pyro. Tributes collected in Tek Cave can only be taken out on a tame. Now, the reason why we're using a pyro is that when it's teleported to the front of the cave after we beat the boss, it's immune to lava, just in case Ark arcs up. Now once we reach the terminal, we're going to hop off our stegos and velos. Teleportation's janky sometimes, so it's always better to be off your tames. Now, rate our dance moves in the comments.
Now that we've spawned up into the boss arena, we're going to be going over the 3 different notes that you can grab as you walk towards the Overseer boss. The first note is going to be on your right hand side. You can tell this is the first Overseer note because it has the terminal in front of it with the holographic image behind it. Then as we get further down the tunnel, your second note is going to be on your left-hand side, yet again with a terminal and with the holographic image in the background. Lastly, as we get to the back of the Tek Cave arena, we are going to be walking into the boss area. As you walk into the boss area across the long bridge, you're going to notice your very last note on your left-hand side right by the door. The final fourth note as you walk into the arena on your left-hand side all the way in that back corner. But unfortunately, we both already had this note and we didn't grab it during this run. As Leon approaches the arena, we are going to start getting set up on the upper path before we walk down. This will allow us to be ready for the boss to start, because as soon as we walk down that path, it's going to kick in. What I mean by setup is we are disabling follow on the velos, we are turning the stego to attack my target, and we're just making sure that we have food, drink, brews, and we're ready to go. Now, the reason why we're putting the stego on attack my target is because we want it to be attacking all of the spawns, or even better yet, chasing after the Overseer around the arena to help it out with a little bit less damage. Once we're set up for the boss fight, I will then hop on the stego and walk it down the path until the boss music starts and I know we're about to start the fight. As soon as this happens, I'm going to jump off the stego, I'm going to run back to my velo, and I'm going to set up right next to Leon to make sure that we're ready to go to burn the fight. Now that the boss has spawned in, I'm going to be going over the 3 different phases that you really want to watch out for to make sure that you're doing as much damage as possible. The very first phase that you should be watching out for is the spawn phase. This is where it's going to be spawning in the drones in the sky. It's going to be spawning in the drones that you're seeing on the main floor. And at this stage, it has a shield up. You can't do any damage to it. But as soon as that shield goes down, you can do quite a bit of damage before you get hit by the laser. So I always recommend use this as a good opportunity to stand in front of it and get some damage in, as you're going to see in this clip.
Alright, as you can see, I just got knocked off my dino. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. The only thing that happens is you get stunned a little bit. After that, you're going to get this status effect called diminished CC. All that means is that you can't get dismounted again. Once that runs out, you can get dismounted again. But until that point, hop back on your velo and go kill that boss.
The secondary phase that you're going to want to start watching out for is the phase where it starts spawning in the guys around the map in between the island boss phases. If you haven't killed any of the drones in the air or any of the guys on the ground, this is going to be one of the shortest phases for you, but at the same time, it's a really good phase to get set up on the boss, be nice and close, and be able to do as much damage as it tries to run away from you. As we come up to the first island boss phase, we spawned in Monkey. Now, the thing to keep in mind, this is for all of the boss phases, is you want to be off to the side, but also still close to the stego. As the boss comes in, it's going to aggro to the stego, and as it gets closer, you're going to walk closer to it to make sure that you're in range and doing as much damage as possible. Now, for Monkey, you really only got to worry about that rock throw that he does, and that's why you're going to notice in the beginning, he's going to start with it, so we're off to the side, he can throw it at the stego, it's not going to impact us, and we can just do a crazy amount of damage as he focuses on the stego.
Now, as Larry mentioned, in between the island boss phases, you're going to sprint after the boss. You're only going to focus on the big boy. All the small fry ain't worth your time. The boss has a spawning phase, and tip here, if you don't kill the chickadees, the phase is shorter and his immunity goes away quicker. The faster you attack the boss, the faster it goes down. Now we got the brood mother coming down. This queen bee likes to spit. She's got this venom cone attack she likes to lob at you. It's like snot coming out of a 6-year-old. You see it coming, but you just can't dodge it in time. You're going to want to get far away from your stego when this comes down and kind of be slightly off to the side, maybe even be behind her as the attack is janky and will sometimes kill you in one go, depending on what kind of armor you're using. It has this weird splash effect that's wider than it should be, and if you get hit by it, you're going to get arced.
As we're setting up to burn down the boss through its next phase, I get dismounted. Now, I use this as an opportunity to jump back on my tame and use the diminish CC timer to make sure that I can get as much damage as possible. So you're going to see me running after her, not having to worry about the laser beams for a set period of time because I'm immune. As you're going through this boss fight, you're going to start recognizing the patterns of how the boss moves around the arena. This is a prime example of where I got lucky in a certain position and the boss just decided to do a circle around the top of my velo and I got to burn in a ton of damage within a very short period of time. Now as we lead into the next phase of the fight, the boss is going to summon Dragon on us. Dragon is one of the most important bosses to watch out for. The reason why is because the fire attack is percent based. So as you see, as soon as we validate that it's Dragon spawning in, we both beeline it straight to the Stego. The Dragon is going to be following me until we get close enough to the Stego for it to pull aggro. And as soon as we see that, we set up to the side of the Dragon far enough away from that breath attack. Now, keep in mind, it's percent damage. So if you take a hit from it, it's not going to kill you right off the bat, but it can kill you over time. So if you take fire damage, reposition, set up, and do damage again.
Now, as you can see, Larry's hopped off his velo. Don't be like Larry, folks. Wait till the boss is dead for them victory dances. Now, the next runner-up is the monkey phase. Now, this phase happened to be the fourth one. The fourth phase, at times, has lower HP. This does not mean it's time to be a hero. You need to run back to your Stego and hide behind it so you're not beaten to death by giant rocks. Once that ape focuses on your Stego, move off to the side and burn him down. Soon after that, you're only going to have to wait for the boss to reform, and then you're done once you give it a few pot shots. Hey y'all, thanks for making it to the end of the video. We really appreciate it. We hope you got all the information you need to complete your own Tek Cave run. We got more content on the way, so stay tuned for that. Now, we got a special surprise for you. Larry, take it away.
For the first 100 people to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, you will have the chance to go into our Discord, create a ticket, and let us know if you would like a breeding pair of eggs for the Velos from today's run, the Stegos, or the Karchars. This is only for official PvE servers, but we want to make sure that everyone who sees this video has the tames to run it if they don't. So please like, subscribe, comment, and then come join us in the Discord to claim your free eggs.